Hello everybody, I'm Hoardergamer and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. I hope you're doing well. We've got comic book reviews, we're going to talk about games, we're going to talk about toys, and then the very, very near future of comics, which is to the that side of me, right there. It's a little preview. Hopefully your eyes don't like burst in your head at the one in the middle there. Because that's pretty bright looking. That's pretty bright. Those colors are pretty intense. Hello, Mike. How you doing? So, we're going to start with our first comic book review today. And it is Big Game. Big Game. And that might seem like an unassuming title. You're like, is this some brand new indie? No. This is the Mark Millar giant crossover event, including Kingsman, Kick-Ass, The Magic Order, Nightclub, The Ambassadors, and, as you can see on the cover, Nemesis. So this is crazy. What you find out is that back in 1986, the world was full of superheroes and supervillains. And basically, they found a way for everyone to forget and for most of the heroes to be slaughtered by very evil people. And now Nemesis is working with them, possibly, to do it again because the heroes are returning. So, yeah, it's pretty wild because it keeps jumping around. Dave Lashesky shows up, also known as Kick-Ass. And he's trying to be part of like the new heroes and everything, and almost like to be an understudy or like have someone mentor him as being a hero. And it's really neat, and you can tell it's going to get very violent and insane. If you're a fan of Wanted, that's another book that's covered here as Wanted. I don't know why. I don't think it says it on the back. No, that one it doesn't say. Oh, but it is the sequel to Wanted. So Big Game, even though Wanted is not in the title, is considered the sequel to Wanted. So, yeah. If you're a fan of Mark Millar, if you're a fan of Nemesis, Wanted, or I was even surprised Nightclub's in there. The one about the young vampires that wear luchador masks, that's part of this too. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. It's 5 issues. This is the first one, and it was good. This is a good issue, and you see how monstrous and ruthless everyone is. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how this is all going to go and what's going to happen to the heroes. Will any of the heroes survive? Who knows? I honestly don't. I honestly don't know. The art is by Pepe Larraz, and it's very colorful, very detailed. It's easy to tell the different characters. There's a brilliant set piece that looks like something out of the movie Prometheus or Alien with this gigantic freaking head. And that looks really cool. So, hopefully it does well, you know? I think it will, because Mark Millar is real popular, but like, it was a big surprise. This book was announced like only a month or two before it came out, because right at the end of Nemesis, it rolled into it and said, get ready for July 2023, Big Game, the sequel to Wanted. So, that's how they did that. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, and it's only 5 issues. Obviously, too, you could wait for the trade. Mark Millar's huge. There will be a trade. Like as you're going through here, it actually tells you about all the trades you can get. It's like, at the very end, it's like, Nemesis Reloaded, complete collection on sale now. Nightclub on sale now. Complete collection Ambassadors on sale now. So, like, there will definitely be at least a paperback trade, if not a hardcover trade, for Big Game as well. So that's just something to keep in mind in case you don't want to have a ton of issues and you just like collecting things in harder covers than just regular paper. Okay, that is our first comic book review, everybody. And next up, we are going to talk about video games. And, as you might guess, the first game we're going to talk about is Diablo 4. And how everyone is over the moon, very happy, and completely excited and thrilled with the most recent patch. Like, they are building statues of, like, all the different developers. And they are also, like, there's parades. Big, like, parades, processions, even. Just through the streets. Because everyone is so happy with this patch. That's not true. That is not true at all. I wish it was. I wish it was. I will say that there are people that are, like, completely throwing out the baby with the bathwater, as they say. Like, they have just turned on the game completely. Completely just turned. Like, did a, complete turnaround and just given up on the game. Diablo 3 came out in, like, 2011, 2012. And it was in a shambles, basically. It was really, really bad. This game is nothing like that. Like, this game came with a lot of content. It came with an excellent story. It came with great performances. It's a really good game. And they're actually going to go and talk about the patch in detail on Friday. The patch technically hit yesterday, 2 days before Season 1, which starts tomorrow, the Season of the Malignant. And they're going to talk about that patch and all the changes they made on Friday. They're going to have I think it's called it's not called Fireside Chat. I think it's called, like, a bonfire chat or something. I forget. There's a term for it. I don't think they went with the same term that some presidents used. Anyway, the big issue is the sorcerer. Because if you're playing a sorcerer, no, you aren't. They pretty much nerfed the sorcerer a great deal. And from what I've been hearing, it's the equivalent of you're just someone that's very enthusiastic about magic that happens to have a wand. Like, when you try to use that wand and use abilities or anything like that, don't expect much. Expect, like, nothing but crackling energy. But just crackling energy. You know, just like a cool visual. Like fireworks coming out of your wand. No, but apparently the sorcerer got it the worst. A build for the barbarian got it pretty hard too. The rogue and necromancer are the least touched of what went on. And druid has always been challenging in the first 50 levels. In endgame, druid can be pretty great. But within that first 50 levels and leveling, it can take longer. And, you know, there's no fixes there yet. So it'll be interesting. I look forward to, I hope that it's not just people spamming terrible things, but this is the internet, so I'm fully expecting people to be spamming terrible things. But yeah, I want to hear what the devs have to say. Also, it's possible that these hearts, these malignant hearts that are part of the season, are so ridiculous and overpowered that they needed to nerf certain things, and after the season, they'll unnerf it. That's a possibility. I don't know, but it's possible. But yeah, there were some buffs here and there, but the nerfs that, like, hit sorcerer and barbarian were pretty intense. Like, sorcerer always had an issue with survivability, and apparently it's worse now. So, yeah. But yeah, I have not given up on the game. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm going to be starting a rogue. And yeah, on twitch.tv/Hoardergamer, you can catch me starting that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to start that up. But we're not done with game news, everybody. Okay? Oh, I like this line, so I have to say it. Okay, I forgot it, but I'm going to say it now. Diablo 4 Season of a Malignant patch that will live in infamy. A patch that will live in infamy. Okay. Pikmin's awesome, everybody. Pikmin 4 had a really cool demo that was available on Nintendo Switch. I think it's still there. It's about 2 to 3 hours in length. It is great. All the things you thought were pain points in previous Pikmin games, things that weren't that much fun or taken care of. There's a delightful dog-type character that can actually ram into bigger enemies and is just very enduring. You know, very endearing. The little Pikmin hang on the side of him as he's running through. It's really great. It's really great. Anyway, the reviews have bared this out. Actual reviews have come out for the game, including IGN, and almost all reviews have been about 9s or 8s. And, you know, GameSpot, of course, has to give it that 7. So, because I think they want clicks and controversy. I say that not because I think 7's a terrible score. It isn't. But after playing the insanely good demo and seeing all the changes they made and knowing about their big, massive end game and all this other stuff that's in Pikmin 4, it just seems weird to me that one of the lowest scores is, again, GameSpot. This is something that's been happening recently with their reviews. Usually like 2 points down from just about everyone else. It's almost like they're trying to be the pitchfork. Like the pitchfork music of gaming. It's almost like they're trying to do that. Like incredibly acclaimed, excellent albums, and Pitchfork gives them a 4 out of 10. You know. That's a for instance. That's an extreme for instance, but to give you an idea what I meant by Pitchfork in case you've never checked out the website. But yeah, I really like the demo a lot. I completed it, and your progress in the demo goes to the final game if you pick up the final game. I enjoyed it so much, I might actually restart, because you create your own Pikmin character. And I don't know if you can change like the hair color and clothing color at all. So I kind of wanted to redo it. I did it in Joker colors, but I was upset with myself. I did purple hair and a green outfit. And I would have much rather have done green hair and a purple outfit. Now, is that worth playing through 2 or 3 hours again? Yes, because it was a lot of fun to do so. Also, there are things I think I could do better, and now there are things I know so I could get through it faster. So, in the beginning, you're kind of learning things left and right, and you're trying to understand how this game is going to kind of function, I guess you could say, and, you know, learn all of its features. But yeah, it's really good. And after I played the demo, I was even telling people I think it could be in the Game of the Year conversation. Like, I seriously think Pikmin 4 could be in, like, that top 10 Game of the Year conversation. Okay. Now, San Diego Comic-Con, Spider-Man 2, everybody. I believe it was Entertainment Weekly put out an amazing picture in-game of Venom. And it's completely raining. And there are what looks like Kraven's forces kind of surrounding him. Like these trucks and military vehicles and stuff. And a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion that Venom is playable. Now, I think that's possible. I don't know for sure. It could also be that maybe if Venom is Kraven, that he's a general and he's leading his army. That's a possibility. We don't know who he is yet. I did notice, though, the top legs that, like, go across the neck and to the back. And they're very jagged. Almost like lightning bolts. So part of me was thinking two things, actually. What if it's Max Dillon in that picture? What if that's Electro? That's one of the few names I haven't heard bandied about. What if that's Electro? And what if there's a visual tell on Venom, depending now who he's, like, you know, I guess, melded with? I don't know what other term to say. whoever he has a symbiotic relationship, what if he actually jumps to different villains? Like, what if it's not just one person as Venom? Just like Peter, basically wears the outfit or the symbiote or whatever and can do cool stuff in that stuff in the scenes we've seen of the game. What if it doesn't just leave Peter and glom onto someone else? What if it gloms onto a few different characters? A few different villains? And what if they're kind of playing a game with us where there's multiple Venoms? Now, it's technically not multiple Venoms because it's one symbiote with different hosts. But for intents and purposes, I guess that's what you would say. Multiple people become Venom, I guess you'd say. But yeah, I think that looks amazing. The game looks so good. I am so excited to play it. I believe October 20th. Also the same day as Super Mario Wonder, which if you haven't seen that, definitely check out. It's only like 2 minutes of like a trailer or whatever for it. That looks insane. Especially for Mario fans, it's going to be a pretty ridiculous experience. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all my gaming news today. So we're pretty much done with games. Now we're going to toy around. And the way we're going to toy around is going to be a little different than usual because I only have a few pictures of cool toys. A lot of the stuff is San Diego Comic-Con that you can't get unless you go to San Diego Comic-Con. So I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to be showing these things that like no one can get. And you have to run to a scalper to get. And then there was this amazing thing. Robosen showed off Grimlock. Okay? They showed off a 15-inch tall Grimlock Tyrannosaurus Rex that turns into a robot. Looks exactly like you'd expect Grimlock to look. Has 85 servos and a ton of microchips. Hey, Misplaced, how you doing? And it just looks astounding. And it has an astounding price attached of $1,500. Even better, all I could find was like videos, embedded videos, and then pictures that I wasn't able to capture. So I can't show him here. I wish I could. But he looks absolutely amazing. And he works with the Robosen Optimus Prime. That's already out. And they can actually recreate scenes from the movie, and I believe the cartoon as well. It's just ridiculous. Seeing this thing move and stuff was nuts, and it was a huge surprise to everybody. Like, everyone knew they had something coming, but I don't know how many people knew it would be Grimlock. So I believe right now the only two Robosen items are Optimus Prime with his trailer that's fully motorized as well, and then Grimlock. Oh, I know. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I don't even know. I know almost no one that would be like comfortably able to buy that and be like, this is normal. Like the first time Optimus Prime became available, they had a smaller version. They still sometimes I think have him. He's $700 to $800. I think it was $700, and it looks phenomenal. And it's just, Optimus Prime, no trailer, any of that. And he transforms and he talks and, does all these amazing things. But then there's like a $1,000 version of him. And yeah, it's just nuts. It's nuts. Also, something super expensive that I can talk about is I believe it's called the Lion's Lair from Thundercats. It is $650. I believe it's like the Ultimate 7 series, I believe. So I think it works with that size of figures. It looks very cool, but there's like limited photos of it. And here's the kicker, everybody. You don't pre-order it. You immediately spend your $650 and they immediately charge you. So that's why I don't have a picture of it. A lot of people are kind of questioning it right now. They're like, yeah, that's kind of really weird to have something that expensive and to be charged immediately for something that's coming out like next year. Like, to give you an idea, Hot Toys, right? You can pay in installments. You don't pay upfront the entire cost. Also, a figure from Hot Toys is in the $250 to $280 range, not in the $650 range. Yeah, make sure you have that money first, definitely, as they grab $650. Like, it looks nice because of the size and everything, but that price just doesn't gel with what the pictures they've shown. That's why I think a lot of people are hesitant. Also, I think people were expecting a $300 range, not $650. Yes, yes, Mike Ortega, spare no expense. Indeed. Indeed, you're one to say spare no expense. Oh, Mike. Now, something actually really cool that's a bit more affordable. Pricey, but more affordable. The G.I. Joe Classified Firefly helicopter, that has actually completed its funding with over 18,000 pre-orders. So that was $274.99, but it comes with its three or four 6-inch action figures with accessories. The Firefly will accommodate those 6-inch figures, so the damn thing is like this big, with incredible detail and effects and lights and sounds, and it looks nuts. It looks absolutely nuts. So that's the second big one I think they've done. The first one was the Hiss tank, the Cobra Hiss. So when you actually look at everything that comes with it, as in, you know, they hit all their stretch goals for the, funding, the price doesn't seem bad then. That's one thing to keep in mind with these. Like, it seems very expensive, and then when they throw in 4 6-inch figures that retail at $25 a piece, it makes a lot more sense. Plus, they throw in a lot more, like, plastic with, like, explosions and things like that that look really cool. So, also, too, I think the G.I. Joe Classified Hasbro funding projects, I think they're probably less expensive. As Misplaced mentions, the copyrights and everything. Yes, it definitely looks like toys like Star Wars and Marvel are more expensive than, let's say, the Indiana Jones figures. Indiana Jones figures with awesome accessories retailed at like $24.99. Wherein the Star Wars ones are $28 to $35, and it's about that same pricing too for Marvel. So, but I think that's all the toy actual news. Now I have a couple action figures to show you. 1 second. This one is very cool. Catman. Catman. Now, I believe, I could be wrong, I thought Catman was at some point in the Arrowverse. I thought for a few episodes. I thought that he trained the new Black Canary in, like, combat. I might be wrong about that. I might be thinking of somebody else. But this is a really nice action figure. And Gail Simone, who's actually written Catman, thought it was awesome too. She thought it was really nice. So that's a McFarlane Catman. It's going to be, I believe, like $24.99, possibly $19.99. Depends on how many accessories it comes with. It looks like he doesn't have a build it, so he might be $19.99. I'm not sure. But I think that's a really good Catman right there. And, 1 second here, let me remove Catman. I think this is a phenomenal comic book Riddler. The facial expression. The multiple hands. So you can do all the crazy movements that Riddler does with his hands. His cane and a stand that he, you know, stands on. The stands, all the figures come with those from McFarlane. But yeah, I really think that's an excellent Riddler. I believe he's also in like the 1999 range. But yeah, I really like that. It's a good take. Riddler's athletic. It all depends on who's writing him, Mike. Or who's drawing him and who's writing him. He's had an athletic build before. He's not as big as Batman, though. His build isn't quite the same as Batman's. But I think it looks really good. I think it looks really good. Especially that mask, the hair. Well, maybe he does. Maybe this Riddler does. I don't know. I'm trying to think if it's Jim Lee art or what it's based on, but I really like it. Could be like maybe Jason Fabok. I'm not sure. They very rarely tell you what the sculpt is based on, what artist or whatever. Oh my God, Mike, is this going to lead into the HGH? I don't know, Mike. What's a pita but makes you strong? Gee, I have no idea. What could that be? Also, and this is a little bit disappointing, the McFarlane Batmobile and Batman Duo was available again at Amazon.com. Apparently for just a few minutes and gone again. So, if you're looking for that, I don't know what to say at this point. I don't know. These exclusives kind of suck at times, man. It's just the nature of the beast, I guess. The nature of the toy beast. Called Toyicus. I'm just riffing, that's not a real thing. Okay, now, before our final review, we are going to take a look into the future of comic books. The future of comic books all the way to 1 week from today. Okay, first up we have Batman the Knight by the current writer of Batman, Chip Zdarsky. This is basically how Bruce becomes Batman. It's Chip Zdarsky's take on it. And Chip's writing on Batman has been phenomenal. And this is excellent. This is an excellent story. I want to say it was 10 issues. And now this is all of them in a hardcover for, I think, $39.99. So this is all 10 issues in a hardcover collection, Batman the Knight. And it's an excellent Batman story. And an excellent, like, kind of retelling of his origin and everything. Prepare your eyes, everybody. The goggles do nothing. Simpsons reference there. Night Terrors #2. This is the amazing psychedelic cover. Night Terrors 1 also had a crazy psychedelic cover, and this one is no different. I absolutely love it. There's so much going on in it. And yeah, the horror DC series for the last 2 months. Well, it's July and August, so we're still in July. So, but yeah, that series is going on, and some of the chapters are excellent. Reviews have been great for Punchline, Catwoman, and I believe Superman that came out today. So those have gotten really good reviews. We aren't reviewing them today because we already did a lot of the Night Terror stuff. Maybe next week I'll do something, but we aren't doing one today. But yeah, I absolutely love this cover. Pretty sure Mike is going to try to get this cover as well. This is just gorgeous. Okay, let me remove that. And hopefully, like, I didn't, explode the rods or cones in anyone's eyes. Because I know that was bright. I know that was crazy bright. Next up, something that's also Batman related. Batman Beyond Neo-Gothic. It's a new miniseries from Lansing and Kelly, who did the previous Batman Beyond miniseries, which I think Mike may have read. I'm not sure. But the first one was supposed to be phenomenal. But at that point, not really everyone knew who Lansing and Kelly were. Now they do. And being some of the best writers in comics currently, this is very exciting. So this is Neo-Gothic 1, and I think it's going to be awesome. And at this point, everybody, probably affordably, $14.95, $19.95, you could probably get Batman Beyond, Lansing Kelly, the first trade. I don't know what the title of it is, but you could probably pick that up now pretty affordably. I'm guessing they timed it so that's available, and then this is coming out. But yeah, they've been doing an excellent job with Star Trek. I believe they are taking over Immortal Thor. I think that's going to be their book. And I want to say, I could be wrong about this, there was a solicit for the new Captain America 1, and I also believe that's Lansing and Kelly. Okay. Yeah, for me, it's really wild. Like, I'm my mid-40s, and it was a point where writers and artists from DC would not work with Marvel and vice versa. And now it's like anything goes. Writers at DC at Marvel, artists at Marvel at DC. Like, just wildness, which is really cool, actually. Okay, next up, we have the big event you've been waiting all year for. The event that will change everything, as it has changed everything in comics for the last, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. The freaking Hellfire Gala 2023 is finally here. Now, this is where it gets wild, okay? The official Marvel website has no synopsis whatsoever. Just the cover. Expect insanity. Expect just possibly a recreation of mutants as we know of them. Who knows? Who knows what to expect, but expect craziness. Because there has not been one Hellfire Gala that hasn't gone completely, totally wrong. You would think they would just stop having them at this point. I mean, if I was going to throw a yearly party and everyone there was a possible target and something completely awful happened every single year, I would totally stop. I would totally stop having that party. But luckily Marvel hasn't, and you'll be able to get to see the fallout in part of Fall of X. See how I tied that together? X-Men Hellfire Gala #1, or Hellfire Gala of 2023. Okay, everybody. Next up, we are going to very briefly talk about Secret Invasion. I like it. I'm surprised so many people completely hate it. To me, and I think I've said this before, like on my stream, it's a really cool espionage story with 2 of the best actors of like the last 20 years. Ben Mendelsohn and Samuel Jackson. Like, that to me is the selling point. this really cool science fiction tinged espionage story with these two excellent actors. Everything around that to me is kind of icing on the cake. And I will say this, I feel that episodes 4 and 5 were the two best episodes so far. So yes, it took a little while to get going, but I was intrigued from the first episode, to be honest with you. So, but man, there is a great character moment in today's episode, and I won't go into detail, but it's two characters you're not expecting to have a scene together that have two excellent scenes together, and it gets across the fact that everyone's trying to basically find a level of understanding and or humanity in the world away from the chaos. And that's been really neat. And if you're wondering about the Writers Guild strike and everything, that has to do with Disney. If they were to be paying me to say any of this, if they were paying me, then it would be an issue. But I can just talk about it freely. I'm not seeing a penny from them. Not that I feel I should. I'm just want to put that out there so people know that I think the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, are very right with what they're doing. And it's insane to me that there's so many things that the studios just won't budge on. Like, if you look at the list, you won't even believe it. It's things that at your place of work, you would just take completely for granted. That for them, it's no. Or denied. It's really weird. Sure, there are some larger things to be like, kind of like, you know, haggling over, but there's things that just don't make sense. Anyway, I do like it, and I'm looking forward to the final episode. I definitely feel 6 episodes was the way to go. It makes the story tighter. Also, too, here's a surprise, everybody. I believe that the actor who plays Gravik is also in the new Barbie movie. I could be wrong, but damned if in one of the trailers I just saw yesterday, I only saw it once, so don't go blaming me if I'm wrong about this, it totally looks like Gravik's actor. Totally. Completely. So, but yeah. Now, we're going to have our final comic book review. Blade. Blade 1. Look at this awesome cover by Peach Momoko. Look at that. She has such a fascinating way of looking at things. It is either she goes with like a really neat kind of watercolor design or just a complete like reimagining of a character. She's awesome. And Blade 1 is great. Blade has a new terrifying villain. The mother, all these, you know, villains that have the name Mother, I get the names confused. I apologize. This is the Mother of Evil. Fun name, right? The Mother of Evil. And basically, Blade is put into a trap, and he thinks he's doing the right thing, and he's, you know, all Blade about it, you know, slashing and, you know, causing havoc. What he doesn't realize is he's being used to actually take out the one thing that can take out the Mother of Evil. Basically, he's used like a chess piece in order to remove another piece that could actually stop what she's trying to do. And then he kind of finds out, I've been used. And things get very intense from there, because the Mother of Evil is looking to end the world. The idea is there's the first world and the second world. Now, I believe in Marvel Comics that first world is us, second world is vampires, werewolves, ghosts, things of that nature, mummies, things like that. And I believe she's creating a third one, which will destroy humanity if she succeeds. So, it's very cool. Oh, Blade has had comics here and there. like, and also been like, you know, part of the Midnight Suns, of course, and stuff like that. And but yeah, it's a brand new series that just started, and he's got a very frightening villain. Her actual name she goes by is Adana, Adana, but the mother of evil is like what she is. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I will say this though, read it in a bright room. They focus on a lot of very, very dark tones because there's like nightclubs going on and scenes at night and everything like that. It was challenging to see some of the action sequences because of like red lights and stuff like that in these dark rooms. It's hard to explain it. It's hard to explain it. Like, it looks great, but especially in like the first 3 or 4 pages, there's so much red and there's so much shadow and stuff that it's hard to make out a few things. It gets much better later on, but that first 3 or 4 pages is a little disorienting. But yeah, it's very good. I like Blade a lot. I like the character. I'm looking forward to Mahershala Ali playing him eventually, whenever the hell that movie comes out. That's right, everybody. Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. You may have forgot he's playing Blade. The only Blade we've all gotten is at the end of the Eternals. You hear his voiceover. That's all the Blade we've gotten. It's all the Blade. Thank you, Doom. How you doing? But yeah, it's really cool. I recommend it because I love stories steeped in supernatural, and that's definitely where they're going with this. And when you set up a character that's looking to destroy humanity and create a frightening, I guess, mix of humanity and monster, that's what I mean. You know, you have the first world, second world, right? Humanity, and then like all the creatures of the night, vampires, and all that. So just my guess, the third world combines the two into some terrifying thing. You know, I'm just looking at like, you know, 1 + 2 equals, you know, 1 + 2 = 3. I'm like, okay, if you have this and this, I bet the third one is a combo of the two. I could be wrong. We don't know yet what that is, but we know it would be really bad for humanity. That's what we do know. Really, really bad. Oh, we'll definitely find out, I'm sure. This is only the first issue. As far as I know, this is not a mini-series. I think it's an ongoing. So then looking at more like a 12-issue arc than a 6-issue and then done. Also, super quick news because I just heard about it today. It's at San Diego Comic-Con. Sensational She-Hulk. Rainbow Rowell is taking her She-Hulk book, and it's not canceled. Some people were worried it was because there were no solicits for future issues. It's now called Sensational She-Hulk, and it's basically going to continue a lot of the same concepts and have some cool changes. But it's the same writer, Rainbow Rowell. So I was very happy to hear that, because She-Hulk has been an excellent comic book over the last, I think, year and a half. I think there's that many issues now. But yeah, everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Again, I don't know why you'd want to, you know, submit yourself to it, but if this isn't enough of me, you go to twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. I'm doing a lot of Diablo 4. I will be doing some of the Diablo 4 season of the Malignant, starting at some point tomorrow. I don't know exactly when. And let's see, what else am I playing? Final Fantasy 16, and off-stream, probably Pikmin 4. So you can ask me what I think of Pikmin 4 after that comes out, which is, I think, Friday. Let's see, what else is going on? I'd say that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank Doomkiller HD and Doom Squad Gaming again for letting me borrow your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to thank everyone for watching at whatever time you watch, because I know this, you know, it's live now, but maybe it's not live for you. Okay, thank you, everybody. Definitely Doom. Doom, and it's exciting because, like, if you not just to Doom, to everybody here, if you're interested in the season, you just have to have the campaign completed. If you're done with the campaign, you roll a new character. So one thing I was stressing to everybody playing Diablo 4, do not play every character class immediately. Focus on one or two, and then enjoy one when the seasons hit. Because I'm sure it's going to be 5 or 6 seasons, I would think, until we get a new character class. Those are really hard to do. Those, I want to say it's 6 months of just, like, working on that class, and it was very rare for them to come out in Diablo 3, and after the first year, one came out for Diablo Immortal, the Blood Knight, which is vampiric in nature. Not an actual regular vampire, but vampire-like. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a great day or night. I screwed it up. I should have said great time. Okay, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.